What's going on, guys? How you doing? This is Kendrick, the sports guy with TFG Sports Media with a TFG Sports Media report. And guess what? They are at it again. ESPN Stephen A. Smith and the Nets Kevin Durant got a little another Twitter beef going on. But before we get to those details, click like and subscribe to TFG Sports Media here on YouTube. Flip over to Facebook. Click that thumbs up button for Kendrick Sports Hustle page. Well, this beef kind of started a couple of days ago. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith on First Take. There was a debate going on about whether Stephen Curry has changed the NBA for the better or the worse. Amari Stoudemire was on this episode as well. Stephen A. was just throwing out his take. Mike D'Antoni name was thrown out there because of the style of play that he preached, because, you know, Amari Stoudemire playing for him. Now, one of the craziest takes, I ain't gonna even say crazy. I think Stephen A. cooked this take up just for shock value, or he was cooking some ramen noodles or something. He argued that Michael Jordan is responsible for changing the game for the worse. Well, we're gonna get to that sound, but before we get to that, I want you to hear, this is where the beef started. Kevin Durant got hold to that, and he had a tweet. He tweeted this out. And he said, and I quote Kevin Durant, "My theory is that guys like Stephen A., Skip Bayless, and Shannon Sharpe," he threw them under the bus, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe, and they weren't even in this conversation, "have changed the game for the worse. Players like Stephen Curry and Michael can only push the game forward." That was what Kevin Durant replied when he heard, in my opinion, probably one of the most ridiculous takes, but you're gonna get those from sports opinionists no matter what. Sometimes they just do that to get you to click and get you to listen because they want to entertain you. Well, Stephen A. would shoot back with a tweet of his own that says, "News for you at Kevin Durant. We ain't going any damn place. For every Stephen A. Smith, Skip, and Shannon Sharpe and others, there's thousands more coming down the pike. We're not going away. We multiply. Sorry." You knew Stephen A. was going to shoot back. But now let's get back to what he said about Jordan. Now, I will say, Stephen A., this take you had on Michael Jordan making the NBA worse instead of better, where did you find this one at? You couldn't thought this was a great take. I want you guys to take a listen to it. Drop a comment. Tell me what you think about the beef between Stephen A. and Kevin Durant, and then talk about his take on MJ making the NBA worse. Again, leave a comment and tell me what you think. This has been your sports guy Kendrick with a TFG Sports Media Report. Until next time, I see you on the other side. I'm out. Peace.
My brother, the guy I love so much, that I believe is the greatest player to have ever played, Michael Jordan, is responsible as much as anybody for changing the game for the worse when you consider you. Stay with me on this.
Okay.
This is throwing no shade on Michael Jordan, of course. He's the greatest ever in my estimation, number one, all right? But he was so phenomenal that the NBA marketed the individual, the audience gravitated towards the individual, and the game became a bit more individualized. You were thinking team until Jordan elevated it to another level. And from Jordan, then you had the Kobe's, the Vince Carters, and others that came along thereafter, and the individualization of the sport, particularly because of the money that came with it, became more of a vocal point. Then Jordan, with the individuality, even though he obviously was a team player and the Chicago Bulls were a great team, the marketing of the individual, those two components is what made the game what it is today, which some people like yourself may not like, but guys like he and I accept.